Joining us now is Caleb Silver, an editor-in-chief of Investopedia. Great to have you. First of all, how did you come up with this number 4.4 million?
Yeah, good question. And your dream, my dream, everybody's dream is different and should have a different price tag. But we wanted to look at the wants, not the needs, for the things that we would consider reasonable expectations or aspirations. We are talking about having enough to retire, buying a new car every few years, paying for a wedding, paying for a funeral, raising a couple kids and sending them to a public college. So we took current data, adjusted for inflation, and we priced that out for a household. Now, not everybody has a household, not everybody wants these things. The important thing is to know your price tag, but for a household of 3.3 people trying to do this, send their kids to school, etc., trying to take a vacation once a year, that's the price tag today, $4.4 million. Again, could go up or down depending on the lifestyle you live, but if you think that a presidential candidate's going to deliver that dream, dream on, because this is about you and how much you spend and how much it costs to be you.
So is that 4.4 million over a lifetime?
Over a lifetime. So you don't have to make this next year.
You have to earn over a lifetime to have all these things is 4.4 million. But it's worth pointing out that number doesn't include things like food.
Right.
Yeah.
We think that is a necessity, and you're going to have to pay for that. You're going to have to pay for shelter of some sort. But if you want to buy a home, given today's home prices, given what it costs to mortgage a home, we're talking about over $1 million for that, or about $900,000. If you're talking about a new car every few years, $800,000 or more over a lifetime. Now, the good news is, if you make the median income and you have a bachelor's degree, you'll get up to around 2.8 million. There is a gap there still, and that gap could be made through investing, right, through owning assets, being a part of the ownership class. If you're a couple, you can get up to 5.2 million if you're both working. So it is possible, but there is the gap between how much you're going to make if you have that median income, even with a bachelor's degree, and how much you'll need to have the things you might want in life. You might not want these things, but a lot of people do.
So I mean, first of all, a lot of this is dependent on how you're living as you. I know people who, I mean, I was poor as a church mouse through my 20s and 30s because I was paying my dues in local news and, you know, and I earned nothing. But I know people who earned a lot of money in their 20s and they spent it all. And I learned because, you know, from my dad how to save. So it's, in other words, isn't a lot of this really not based on what you earn, but what you do with what you earn?
That's exactly right. So you basically have two incomes. The one you worked at, the one you earn when you work 8 to 6, 9 to 5, however long you're working, and then your money working for you while you're working, and that's a 24/7 job. So for people looking at this number,
you can't do that unless you
save and invest
enough to save.
Right, and that's what we're trying to get across here. Everybody wants some version of this, no matter what it is in their life. The only way to get there, unless you're going to make a lot of money, save and invest, is to actually have your money compounding for you, have that money working for you on the side. So when people look at the 4.4 million, they go, never, no way in my lifetime. Well, your lifetime of work could last 40 or 50 years, and your money could be compounding that whole time.
All right, super quick. We've only got 15 seconds. Will either candidate say something tonight to help people with this?
I will bet you lunch you will hear this from both of them. One, that the dream is dead and that Trump intends to restore it, and one from Kamala Harris saying, we're going to provide hope so you can have this. But what this is going to depend on who you are, and it's on you to do it. The president, no matter who gets elected, will not deliver the dream.
That was my question. How much control does the president really
have? Not a lot.
It's more personal and responsible.
That's right.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.